What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JoesTech. Very exciting. Today we're going to be checking out Corsair's new Void Pro headset. This is the wireless version. They were kind enough to send me a sample to check out and share with you guys, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Whoa. Anyways, guys, so instead of doing a typical review like I usually do where I just do a bunch of voiceover, I'm going to try to just have a conversation with you guys and let you know my thoughts on this headset. For the past couple weeks, I've been kind of taking them between work and home so I could get some really good use out of them and find out what they're really all about. Obviously, the first thing I wanted to do when I took them out of the box was to see what came included, which there's not too much in there, but you don't really need too much, obviously, for a headset. You got your headset, of course. You have a pop filter, I guess you could call it, to slip over the mic. You have your manuals, your warranty card, and of course you have the USB dongle and the USB to micro USB cable. So the first thing I wanted to do, of course, when I got this headset is I wanted to take it out of the box and test it out, but the manual says to let it charge for a complete charge. Of course, like most of you guys out there, I did not charge it at all. I just went ahead and plugged it in, and I attempted to do the firmware update, which was an epic fail. And the reason why is because the battery died in the middle of the firmware update, which then caused the headset to brick itself. So at that point, they were dead. They would not turn on. There was no lights. There was nothing. Not when it was charging. I left it on for like an hour at that point. Assumed that maybe I would just charge with the batteries a little bit. They'd be good. It didn't do anything. So that was no fault of Corsair's. Of course, it was because I did not follow directions. So luckily, inside the Q software, which is the Corsair utility engine, like little application that they have for that headset and other new products from Corsair, they have a firmware update option that allows you to force the firmware. So even though the device was not turning on, the headset was not turning on, not having any indicators or anything like that, the Q application allowed me to force the firmware update, and the headset worked totally fine after that. So that being said, let that be a lesson to you guys. Don't just turn them on. Follow the directions. It's upsetting. Moving on to the headset itself, it has got some serious weight to it, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean they do not feel cheap at all. They have these nice brackets. I'm not sure if you guys can see it in the video here, but these little arms here that actually hold the headset on and in place and turn, these are actually some type of, like, I don't know, machined metal. It's definitely not aluminum because they feel a little bit heavier than that. This top bezel, of course, is plastic, and it has these adjustable slides here, which I'm going to try to get a close-up for you guys of. But they have some weight, and they don't feel like they're super cheap. Now, of course, on the inside, we have the nice memory foam ear cups and the nice memory foam hood piece that, you know, sits on your head. So obviously, they're going to be super comfortable when you're wearing them for long gaming sessions or, you know, listening to music or whatever you're doing. But very nice quality as far as comfort goes. Now, speaking of comfort, the one thing that is a little bit, I guess, annoying, you could say, is that they are a little bit loose. I don't know if I can really, like, demonstrate. I mean, you can see that they're obviously loose, but like I said, I mean, I use these at work for like days in a row. Again, I've been using them to play some PUBG at home. I don't know if you guys are playing PUBG or not right now, but I've been playing a lot of that, you know, for testing, of course, testing purposes only. But I've been doing a lot of that, and I haven't had any issues, like functional issues, where I was playing or I dropped something or I was moving around and the headset fell off. So although it's kind of a complaint and it'd be nice if they were a little bit tighter, I feel like maybe they made them loose intentionally so that, you know, they wouldn't become uncomfortable in long sessions. So maybe one of you guys has a set of these out there, and you can tell me down in the comments section if they're falling off all the time, or tell me, you know, when you run into these issues, because I didn't seem to have any problems with it aside from feeling awkward about them being loose. Now, as far as buttons go on the headset, there isn't too much going on. We have, of course, the power and the mute button, and then, of course, we have a volume adjustment knob, which allows you to move up and down with the volume. At the bottom of the headset, you'll see there is a micro USB connection, and that basically is going to allow you to charge your headset. Now, the only thing I would say about this, it would be nice if Corsair had found a way to slip the cable inside of, like, I know in other peripherals I've seen like a little cavity so that the cable can't move side to side. It can only fit in one orientation, and, you know, that kind of protects the life of the micro USB connection. Now, obviously I didn't run into any issues with that, but I've only been using this headset for the last couple weeks. Now, one other thing to mention about the microphone, aside from the quality being pretty good, is that they have added this nice little indicator light, which basically will allow you to see when your mic is muted or not. So if you have it dropped, you can obviously override with the mute button on the side of the headset, but if you flip it up, it'll actually mute as well. So you'll actually know regardless whether the mic is up or down if it is muted or not. Now, aside from being able to obviously sit over your ears, if you were to pull the mic down, it obviously is able to turn to the side, which, is actually pretty comfortable. It's not really like choking you out, and it's loose enough for you to, pull off pretty easily. So I thought that was, obviously a great function, for somebody that's going to be taking them off all the time, or if you have to listen to things, seems to be a good fit. I like it. I think I'm going to keep them. So as far as the audio itself, I would say that the speaker quality follows the quality of the headset itself in that it is very clear. I was, using it a lot for doing some gaming, and I used it on Discord. I also used it on Skype. And in both situations, as long as my connection was good, it appeared that, I was sitting in a room with somebody else, and that's really how clear the audio was. So I think it would be fair for us to kind of put these on and do a quick test of what the audio sounds like. So let's do that. What you guys are hearing now is the Void Pro headset, and hopefully this gives you guys a good idea of what the audio sounds like and how beautiful I look with this headset on. The Q software is the only thing that we haven't really covered, and that's obviously Corsair's new application, which is for managing all of the new peripherals that Corsair has coming out right now. The headset, obviously, you're able to adjust volume and, of course, the microphone input-output. You're allowed to adjust, actually, the different levels of audio. If you wanted to customize them, you can do that as well. If you wanted to copy templates, you're able to copy the templates that they've already created and do your fine-tune adjustments there. Also, of course, because we have to RGB everything, Corsair has also offered some options inside the Q software that will allow you to customize the different RGB functionality, whether you wanted to change colors or do the rainbow effect, or just maybe show a specific color, or maybe you just don't want any lighting at all. But either way, they allow you to customize all that stuff in the software, which is obviously a nice function. This headset does come in two different variants, and that's the wireless and wired version. Obviously, I have the wireless version here with me, and I did a little bit of testing, like I said, at work, and so pretty much what I found is that, and obviously this was the first run that I did of just constant, using the headset. I ran it for 3 days at work, which were about 9 hours per day. When I walked away, I just left them running. I didn't actually turn them off because I wanted to see what the battery was going to be like. And in my case, obviously, I wasn't listening to music the entire time. When I would walk away, I'd probably pause my music or whatever, but the headset was on the whole time, and I got about 20 hours of continuous use out of the headset before they died. Now, on the Corsair site, they pretty much guarantee 16 hours, or they say it's about 16-hour battery life. So, it may, kind of vary there, but that's just what I found for my use case. And obviously, I wasn't using the microphone that entire time, so that's probably going to eat away some of that battery life as well. Now, price-wise, the wireless version is $99 if you want a carbon, which is black, or you want the white variant. And then there's a special edition version that is basically the same thing in yellow. That's a little bit more, and that's priced at $129. And then, of course, if you don't need wireless and you're happy with USB, there's also a black and a white version of the USB headset, which are both priced at $79. So for $20 more, you get that wireless functionality. And to be honest with you, I was happy with USB, but now that I have the wireless, I could see how it is very helpful. Of course, allowing me to kind of move around without having to constantly pull that cord away gently every time I want to stand up, because you get into these habits. You get into these habits of having to pull things away, and it's nice to not have to worry about that. So to close things out here, I just wanted to say a huge thanks again to Corsair for sending this headset for me to take a look at. I think that they are a great solution for the given price point. Obviously, if there's anything that I missed during the video, or if you guys have any questions, feedback, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those in the comment section. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. And if you want to see more tech videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, this has been JoesTech. I'll see you in the next video.